transitioning to a female.
Can they hear us right now?
They can't hear us right now, actually, yeah.
No. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Brotherwife is live. Oh, I love seeing that, you know? It makes me feel good. Brotherwife is alive, as opposed to dead.
That's right. Better late than never, baby.
Yeah. Friday
Better late
night,
than never here, baby.
Friday night dead. Friday night dead. And welcome to...
Brew with Brotherwife. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are a band that is also a game show.
Happens to be a podcast.
And we are trying to bring a little bit of our life into your world.
Our spice into your mouth.
That's right. We've got turmeric. We've got cumin. We've got celery salt.
I want to stop right there, Jeff, and I want to just say, please be careful with the turmeric, okay? It will stain plastics. It will stain stone.
It will stain stone.
It will even stain ceramics sometimes. I mean,
turmeric is a real scary one.
It's a pernicious little F-dog. It's a pernicious little F-dog.
Yeah, no, turmeric really has some permeability power. Folks, which one of us is sick? Which one of us is sick? That's why we're in black and white, because you have to guess which one of us is sick. One of us is sick, and that's why we're not in the physical form. So we are coming to you digitally because we can't leave you hanging. We know that you've been waiting all weekend for a little brew, and so have we.
One of us is sick. One of us is sick.
One of us is sick. One of us is sick. It's Tyler. One of us is sick. It's Tyler. One of us is sick.
It's Tyler. One of us is sick. It's Tyler. This isn't for my disease. This is actually when I had
the only thing running.
When I had really bad panic attacks, I would use this at night to calm myself down.
Is that lavender?
No, it's Vapo Rub. It's Vicks Vapo Rub.
Okay. There's nothing better than fucking taking a big whiff of lavender.
I beg to differ. I think you actually might be a serial pedophile, if that's how you feel. So, guys, watch him today.
One time Tyler was having horrific tooth pain, and I had this like natural, weird clove oil tooth homeopathic remedy. And so it was like this tiny little bottle, and I was like, yo, just put this stuff on your tooth. There's like a brush. You can basically numb your shit in a natural way. It actually does help. Clove oil for those good folks at home that may have a toothache in the future or may have a toothache right now listening to the brew. Clove oil. You brush it on your teeth. Avoid the gums. That'll sting. But Tyler was like, are you sure I should do this, Jay? And I was like, yeah, I do it all the time. Just do it. Come on, man. Don't be crazy. I accidentally gave him a tiny little bottle of lavender oil that looked the exact same. And he put it directly in his mouth. He put enough lavender oil that should go into an entire bathtub in his mouth.
It took 3 days, folks. It took 3 days for the taste of lavender to go out. It tasted like lavender inside my mouth for 3 days.
That's a long 72 hours.
That's a long 72 hours, especially with one of your tooth nerves. 72 flowers in 72 hours. Oh. Who's sick?
Boy's got bad roots in the teeth.
Oh my God, these nerves defeat the purpose of trying to breathe.
Yo. How are you doing, man? How's your sickness coming?
My sickness is coming along pretty good. This morning, I kind of felt like I purged. Like, you ever had a nice dookie where you're actually a new person afterwards? You feel like all of your sins. Have you ever, you go to church and you eat bread on Sunday. You get baptized. At a certain point in your life. In the Mormon church, it's at 8 years old. I felt like I was baptized this morning. That's how new and fresh I felt after this.
From taking a shit?
From taking a shit, yeah. It was.
Wow, I've never felt that.
It felt like from here back to here. It was just wow, okay, I'm me again. I literally think I shit COVID out of my body today. I purged the COVID out with an intentional shit. So if you guys are, we're talking about drinking bleach and all this other shit, just try taking a really big shit and see if you're better afterwards.
Get some Xbox going. Better yet, drink some prune juice. Keep it all in the natural family.
That's right. Now I got a little cranberry. I'm a mild to moderate alcoholic. So I like things
You're
that
drinking.
like.
You're drinking right now.
No. But
Okay.
this is when I was really into drinking vodka. What I would do during the day is I would mix 100% cranberry juice on ice with soda water, and then add a squeeze of lime, and I would drink that, and it's kind of bitter and punchy, so it kind of feels like alcohol. So I'm drinking a nice cranberry soda right now.
Sure. I got a little tossed on some vodka yesterday. I'm not a big vodka drinker, but I went to a baby shower. Shout out DNS, and they had some.
Turned.
There was there was a sangria, there was a vodka. I was like, I gotta pick one right now because I'm not mixing. And I was like, vodka, let's go.
That's the right kind of baby shower.
I know. The thing is, I got a little too drunk though, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm feeling weird. and then I just, I mean, listen, I did a little Irish exit. I'm sorry, DNS, if you're watching, but
you did an Irish exit.
Like, I was just the heat was getting to me. The vodka lemonade was getting to me. There was babies everywhere.
How long were you there for? Were you there for an acceptable period of time? I
was there for about an hour 20.
Oof.
Of a 2-hour event.
Oh, okay. See, I would always say to be on the safe side, stay for that extra 10 minutes. Stay for 90 minutes.
No, I know. Well, and if you're not going to stay for 90 minutes, just drop a goodbye. But I did ask a couple people. I was like, I could probably just, is it about time to just... And they were like, yeah, we're going to do the same. So I wasn't the only one that Irish exited. Or maybe I was, and they all told me they were going to.
Well,
so.
they may have literally thrown you under the bus so that when they said goodbye and left early, they looked like heroes.
It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah,
right, exactly. At least they had the fucking strength. They had the courage. They had the moxie.
They had the moxie to say goodbye, and you just slunk away like a fucking slug. Like a slug on sangria.
It's true.
Nice.
It's true.
Right.
Except for I was on vodka. So I was out there like a viper.
Sangrias are a good way to get a fucking hangover, man. Sangrias are rough.
Sangria's nice for the first glass, and then you're like, oh, I guess this is a curse because I'm starting to feel a little tired.
Yeah. Sangrias are great when you're like 22. Sangrias are great when like you could basically inject yourself with Drano and like 6 hours later be like, okay, you guys ready to party? Sangria when you're above like 28, I think starts to really.
Sangria is a young person's game and an old person's game.
I was just gonna say, what happens in the body that old people can do sangrias again?
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably an enzyme that develops over decades.
It's an enzyme, sangria enzyme.
Probably gonna turn into a sangria sailor. I don't know.
Sangria sailor.
I was trying to think of another word.
Slug on sangria, man. Come on, I already had one sitting laid out for you.
Yeah, but I don't like slug.
Fuck you, then.
You chose slug.
You,
I'm not a slug. I'm a sailor.
Sangria, that's on you.
Jesus.
What do we do on the brew? What do we fucking do on the brew?
One of the things that we do on the brew is we read violent news. We have found that it is the least controversial thing to read violent atrocities that happen because we don't have to talk about any of that stuff that gets you canceled. So, without further ado, group of up to 50 people shoplift about $100K worth of luxury items from LA Mall using bear mace against security guards.
Okay.
What say you, TT?
That is sick as fuck. So that's more of like
a
war. That's more of like a war than it is like a that's not casual thievery. Like they had a small military.
Yeah, no, they did a flash mob. They did a flash shoplift.
They did a flash rob. They did a flash rob. Okay.
They did a flash rob.
Folks, like the thing is, I mean, in a situation like that, it really does come down to the situation. Like they can't get all of us. Like, are they gonna bring in the SWAT?
That's why you bring the. Right? They're not ready. This is Nordstrom's. They're not fucking ready for that type of heat.
No. They're like, I guess you can take the perfume. You guys, there's too many of you. You're scary. And then the rent-a-cop is like, stop and you just bear mace him once and then keep robbing shit.
Then Chanel No. 7 perfume becomes outlawed because that's the only way that they can try and trace it back. And it's so expensive that most likely you're a criminal if you're wearing it.
You're somehow involved in this if you've got Chanel No. 7. Jesus Christ. Okay, so what do we got on this? What's the deep dive?
30 to 50 people swarmed Nordstrom at a Westfield Topanga mall in Woodland Hills, making off with thousands of dollars worth of luxury handbags and high-end clothing, an LAPD spokesperson said. Armed with bear spray, yada, 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 30 to 50 people. This is the thing about news articles. They love to just say the exact same thing over and over again. The call of numerous persons shoplifting came shortly after 4 p.m., the LAPD said. Police estimate the loss between $60,000 and $100,000. There were no immediate arrests, and the robbers fled in a BMW and other vehicles. Jesus, they were very late to the scene.
So, you know, I mean, if you flash rob a fucking Nordstrom's, I'm kind of impressed that they only got 60 to 100,000. Like, on a per-person basis, couldn't you carry a lot more than 1,000? Like, if you dropped me in a Nordstrom's and we're like, grab an armful, I feel like I could walk out of there with like 12K.
100%. Yeah, I mean, don't stay away from the cash registers, folks.
Yeah.
Go to the, go to the back.
Yeah, perfume. Literally just perfume.
Over here, at the bottom of it, though, it says $300,000 was the estimated loss. So I think Nordstrom is trying to, like, get a little bit more of that insurance payout. They're like, actually, 300.
Yeah.
300, actually.
300, yeah.
You know what? 350. I'm going to take a couple things for myself.
No, that's when the insurance company, because I got robbed a while ago. I got, somebody stole my truck, and then somebody broke into my carport. And when I say broke into my carport, I mean walked into my carport. It was unlocked.
I forgot about that. Good old Tristan.
Good old Tristan, and then whoever else robbed me. But the second time I got robbed, I finally was like, okay, this room, I'll let you guys see my nightmare world for just 1 second. Here's my nightmare world. Welcome to my nightmare. It's actually really beautiful. This is kind of my special place. I feel very safe here. And that's because
there's been times where I've dreaded going into that room because it's made me feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
folks.
well, hey, it's going to change. But I've got a lot of gear in here, and so I insured it, but I was like, when I talked to him, I was like, yeah, I don't know, it's like $50,000 in equipment back here. I don't think that's accurate, probably. I think it's less than that, but I was like, you know what? They asked me a question, I'm going to answer it. They don't have pictures. Let's see where this goes.
I mean, why not say 100? Don't you have to prove it at some point?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I just kind of panicked and was like, 50?
Hey, that's smart. That's smart. So I pulled you better go over than under.
I pulled a Nordstrom there. Yeah, and I just realized when that forest fire was barreling towards our commune, I was like, oh, I need insurance out here. I need insurance.
Do you not have insurance?
I don't have insurance out there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if that forest fire would have rolled over the property, I would have just been...
game over for the property.
Fucked. Like, so F-dogged in the A-dog that you wouldn't even believe B-dog.
Wow. God, yeah, I kind of wish that would have happened.
No, you want to know something fucked up? There literally was a small part of me that also was like, freedom. I could be free. It was like 3%. It was 97% abject despair, and then 3% like...
3% like, it could all be over.
Like weird shame boner,
Right. You're like, it wouldn't even be my fault. I would get to be the hit.
I would be the hero. I would be the...
I would literally be the hero.
I would be a martyr. I would be a martyr.
Yeah. You would have been like, God, I was going to do so... Then you would have free reign to become a horrific alcoholic for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
At least 2 years, you could be really into the sauce.
I'm beyond the alcoholic point where I'm like, if something bad happens, I'll become an alcoholic. I'm to the point now where if something really bad happens, I'm going to become a villain.
Ah, yeah, okay. Well, you already are.
I already am, but I'm a very well disguised villain. No, like, I want to, like, if I'm gonna like lose touch and kind of slip out, I want to do something bad,
No,
and it doesn't have to be killing people or hurting people, but it could be like manufacturing drugs. Per se, could be manufacturing drugs, which is somebody's calling my business line. It literally won't turn off. Here, I've got a good.
Give him a call. Answer it. Yeah.
You want me to pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead and answer it.
Okay, you can't say anything though.
Okay.
Shit, I don't know how to get to it. Oh.
Oh, too late.
Too late. Too little. Too late. Too little.
God
Too late.
damn. God damn. All right. Well, let me share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen really quick here because I want you to see the good folks at Nordstrom's.
I mean, that's a good fucking move, guys. I'm going like this. Damn!
Yeah,
They
are not playing.
So it's, I mean, because you think about the riots, like when a riot happens, people are like, oh, we can just take whatever we want. They just made a mini riot.
See, I don't know, like this is probably like a very controversial thing to say, but I'm actually like way more fine with this than like the riot ones.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of like the riots, like I to me, I didn't understand like how does A equal B here? Like yes, I get there's mass like unrest and everyone's upset, but like how does A equal B? Here I'm like, yeah, just rob Nordstrom. Sure, yeah, that you just rob a Nordstrom.
I think that the important thing to take into consideration is that, as with any large-scale movement, also I just want to shout out to Insmod32. Hello, bro. What's going on? Thanks for popping in. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. Start your fucking Monday right with Brotherwife. So, as with any like large-scale movement, you've got you know, drivers, you got shakers, you got movers, you got people that are really interested, you got people that are friends with people that are really interested, and you've got people that live down the street that are like, whoa, hold up, what the fuck is going on outside? Okay, looks like that Target is pretty chilling right now. You know, like there's, you can't necessarily be like, there were robber rioters, the rioters are all robbers, you know? So it's like,
what are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, what I'm saying is that there's varying
break it down again.
People in an organization, right? So there's like people running the movement, right? People running the riots. They're like politically sound. They really have a driven goal. Then there's like their close community of people that are also really, you know, fundamentally agree and in line with that. And then there's people that are like friends of those people that are like, yeah, I gotta go to the riot. Fuck it, I'll go to the riot. And then there's people that are like, what the fuck is going on outside? I think people are robbing the Target. You want to go rob the Target? You know, like you're gonna have.
No, I understand that it's just like a frenzy mob mentality. Like shit gets crazy. Humans are like literal animals. Like shit's just gonna fucking explode and get crazy. But there's just it was less sensical to me. When they took the police department down, I was like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, like that makes sense.
This is like active
robbing the jewelry stores though. Like that makes zero sense to me. That's now you're discrediting my support because you're just going into full pandemonium over something that's not
point.
Related.
We've kind of talked about that before. Like I've talked about, and it's probably pretty controversial, but like you guys know I'm fucked, so like whatever. Like I'm not for people like committing random acts of violence, but there is like a certain element where like when somebody takes a political stand with an assault rifle, not like random shootings, but like if they go like the guy that took the tractor and armored it and went and like plowed through a fucking town center and like tore down a government building, like that's
that guy. Yeah, no, go into a government building. You have my full support with that.
It's like this person said they believed in something, and they fucking did, and they fucking did something about it. Like, it doesn't mean that I condone what they did, but I do condone people aligning their actions with their beliefs.
And so these folks believe that they would be swagged out and iced out, and they would have that drip.
We believe that they would be swagged out.
I am going to take the necessary actions to procure that drip. And they are heroes, TT. You are correct.
Swagged out, iced out, got that drip. Swagged out, iced out, got that drip.
How many times have you heard about people being able to just leave Xbox with or leave Best Buy with like an Xbox or like I mean I've definitely wanted to just walk out with like a $400 item for shizzy.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna flash rob, I got you.
I mean I get it. A new thing. I wonder because people are going to read this in the news. What really blows me away is that they were capable of orchestrating.
It's not good for society, but also why would I take Nordstrom's side? Like, actually fuck Nordstrom to death.
Yeah.
But it's not good for society.
It's not good for society. Neither is, like we are we are witnessing like we have abandoned our youth. The American dream is so fucking dead. It's crazy.
It's dead.
Like
it's so dead.
Like, can you blame people who are disgruntled from being like, you know what? I am actually gonna rob the rich and give to the poor, and it turns out I'm fucking poor. So
I remember when I was like 18 and I was living in the U District in Seattle, and I just remember like being so poor, so insanely poor, and there was like all these like just rich, like girls and like young girls and guys. I mean, we were all the same age, but I was literally thinking like, yeah, you could just rob people. Like I could just like rob a girl and take her stuff.
Yeah.
Probably I could probably get away with that. Like I could probably do it a couple times.
Yeah.
Like I did have that. Like
Yeah.
It was like that's as a possibility. It was like that's as a possibility.
Just rob these people 3 or 4 times, then go to jail for 5 days and get food and a covered roof.
Yeah,
and then
it's
come
like
back
that guy
out.
who went on a rampage that we were reading about on the news a couple weeks ago, where he like stole a bunch of cars and just was going on like a Grand Theft Auto rampage. And like, you can do that. You can do that and then go to jail for 30 years and just live a life. And especially if you've already been to jail, you're like, oh, fuck it. I'm on the outside for a little bit. I'm going to do my outside stuff while inevitably I'm going to go back into the inside. So I'm going to do it on my terms.
I mean, if you think about it in a certain kind of way, jail is just the loading screen for another round of Grand Theft Auto 5. You know what I'm saying?
It's a long screen.
Yeah, it's a loading screen. That's all,
Right.
If you play your cards right, every single day outside is just another day of GTA 5, and all you've got is some loading screens. Some of them are longer than others.
You just have to have a good lawyer that gives you at least 5 real-world plays.
There you go.
You want at least 5 real-world plays to really do something. Because each one gets harder.
Each one gets harder because
you're like you're a 3-time.
Yeah. You're not starting out with 1 star anymore, folks. You're starting out with 3 stars. You just pickpocket. You just stole a lady's purse. 3 fucking stars.
Stacked against you, folks.
SWAT's there in like 30 minutes.
You've been star stacked.
Whoo!
All right, I got another one for you here, TT. This is not right. Funeral home blows whistle after receiving decapitated baby. Sylvania Watkins said he knew something wasn't right when a decapitated baby was received at his funeral home. A manager at a funeral home in Georgia says,
"No something was right when shit, Sherlock."
I just felt a sense of urgency to say, this is not right. This is not right. Sylvania Watkins, a general manager at Willie A. Watkins Funeral Home, said. Earlier this week, the Clayton County Medical Examiner's Office said it's investigating the death of an infant that was decapitated during birth. The hospital claims the baby was dead before the delivery. Watkins said it was peculiar to receive a decapitated baby from a hospital. We should have retrieved this body from the coroner's office. When that did not happen, that's when I said, we need to reach out. Watkins said. According to Watkins, he first called the family of the baby. In a conversation with the baby's grandmother, Watkins said he immediately knew that the family did not know the baby's head was detached from its body. They didn't know. Watkins said, and to see the pain and the anguish as if like what just really happened, your heart goes out to them, he said. On Wednesday, the family's attorneys, while announcing a lawsuit against the hospital and medical staff involved in the birth, said the family was notified of the baby's state by the funeral home, not the hospital. Watkins said he also called the Clayton County Medical Examiner's Office, which sent an investigator to the funeral home to begin a probe into what happened during the following of the birth.
I'm just imagining the conversation between like the two, I don't know what to call them, baby techs, like you call them vet techs, like calling them baby techs. Like,
sure.
We don't know how the baby got decapitated. The baby, it sounds like it was a stillbirth, so they didn't like decapitate the baby to kill it. So that changes things quite a bit. That does change things quite a bit. Yeah. They didn't decapitate the baby.
I just was thinking they pulled too hard.
I don't think you're supposed to pull, but maybe there's a different protocol in like a stillbirth. That's very possible. But I'm just imagining them talking about it, and they're like, okay, so we could not tell them and see if the funeral home notices. Don't think they're going to do an open casket, or we could tell them and definitely have to deal with this right now. I mean, what do you think, Gregory?
Right.
Like there's these moments, like we cleaned houses for a long time. I run a cleaning business, and there are these moments in the cleaning business where like a handle broke. The handle was kind of broken already. There was already a crack in it and it broke. And what do? Are you gonna tell a person, or are you gonna kind of just let it slip? And the same kind of circumstance applies here, except that we're not talking about a broken handle.
Right.
We're talking about a decapitated
We're talking
baby.
about we're talking about a broken neck with a head that has been
Completely
removed from a torso of a baby.
Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. You gotta tell them. You gotta tell them on that one.
You got to tell them. The Clayton County Police Department is also investigating the circumstances around the boy's death. You have so many people looking at this from so many different angles that are completely independent of each other. I have no doubt the truth will come out, and the public should rest assured that we will get an honest answer and an honest review of what happened. Byers said Byers is on a betting pool for he really wants to find out.
Yeah. I love the changed voice too. I love your first voice was great, but the second voice it adds context to the first voice. You did a great job.
Thank you. Yeah. The funeral home director, he's a very sweet, kind man. In Georgia, black infants are more than twice as likely to die during birth compared to white infants. According to 2022 state data, there were 12.2 black infant deaths per 1,000 live births compared to 5.4 white infant deaths per 1,000 births. When I see systemic issues like this, that's a cultural problem, said Kimberly Seals Allers, a maternal and infant health advocate. And these are the things that need to be rooted out, not just as a facility, but out of healthcare providers who have grown to dehumanize us and our infants. Seals Allers is the founder of the Earth app, which markets to users to provide prenatal, birthing, postpartum, and pediatric reviews of care from other black and brown women. She said she hopes the information provided helps inform women about safe healthcare options. In this latest statement from the Southern, this is a large statement about how they don't like the baby's head was removed.
One thing I want to say.
I didn't realize this was a race thing. Also,
well, surprise. I feel like making an app just for something like that is kind of like a losing situation. Like you have to bury that utility inside of another more widely used app. Like, I think you're going to be better off, like, if you make, like, a Facebook group that, everybody's already on the Facebook app.
Than an actual app.
Than an actual Earth app. Like, how many people are going to download the Earth app, which is for reporting how you were treated during childbirth? It's like you're having a baby. You're not, like, searching for apps to report on how having a baby works. You're just trying to have a baby.
I don't know. So, okay, here's the birth app. Here, I'm just sharing my screen here.
Okay. Show them what you got. Show them what you're working with.
All right, let's see. What are we doing here? Birth app. Birth, but we dropped the B for bias. Stay up to date on the latest Earth news and updates as we fight to end bias and racism in care for parents and babies. I mean, yeah, I'm not a black mother, so it's hard to really weigh in on this one.
That's a fair point.
These gals are. I don't know. I've heard this before.
Like about there's like a lot of like the black babies dying in childbirth.
Just black women receiving worse health care. There was like a Venus or Serena Williams thing where she like wasn't happy with her doctor, and then it was like if she can't get respect from her doctor, then who as a black woman can? I don't know, folks. This is the stuff we stay away from because I could make jokes, we could go the distance,
we could get. We could never have more than 6 viewers.
If I knew this was a black baby, folks, I would not have picked this subject. I thought this was a decapitated baby that we were not going to dive into the race. But now that we're in black baby territory, they really just sprang that on us.
They did. They waited until the very end of the article.
Why? Why?
Here's what I'll say. I think this is great. It's a great idea. I think
you're more eloquent in situations like this.
I think this is great. I think this is awesome. I think the implementation is a little bit off. I think the implementation has to be done from a more inclusive angle, from a more broadly, generally adoptable stance, like creating your own app for it. It always feels like the solution, but sometimes I think partnering into other programs is the way to go, and I think that would have been the way to go here.
But, a big thing has been to teach young black ladies how to code. So you're not really just ending systemic birth issues. You are actually ending systemic inability to code if you are having it coded by black women. So you got to think about the entire ecosystem here, TT.
Coding is dead, though. Coding is gone. GPT is the only coder left, and GPT is non-racial, although there's probably a significant amount of argument around that. Is GPT, does anybody have any feedback on that? Is GPT one color or another?
GPT is Indian, for sure.
That's
GPT. Okay, let's all get to a news story that just can give everybody like a sigh of relief. Everyone just feel like a lot more comfortable.
Okay.
Sunnyvale dentist facing child porn peeping charges after camera found in the restroom. And I do need to show you a picture of this motherfucker because he looks really weird.
Okay.
He looks like a goddamn vampire.
Jeff
I would not trust. I would not
Whoa!
trust this man in my mouth. I would not trust this man in my mouth, TT.
Whoa!
Dr. Zaid Sharma.
Okay,
I mean,
so,
like there's like 7 red flags with him.
Well, I think what's going on is he's trying as much as possible to be white presenting.
To be white?
Yeah.
To be white presenting. Yeah. No, that's a good point.
Backfired.
That's a really good point.
He looks like a fucking
That's a really good point.
Like when you said
he
vampire,
looks so scary.
You meant
he looks so scary.
Oh man.
Losing everything.
Okay, quick question mark. Also, just a quick shout out to my dear sweet mother. It's so good to have you on. Jail would be better for some of these people. You know, it's a tragic story, and holy shit, she's got a lot of
3 hots in a cot. 3 hots in a cot.
3 hots in a cot.
I don't support our jail prison systems at all because they're literally insane. We have like a quarter of the incarcerated population of the entire world.
Wow.
But I do know that some people do commit crimes on purpose to go to jail because of 3 hots in a cot.
3 hots in a cot.
So
3 hots in a cot.
What does that say about us as a society?
3 hots in a cock.
Bad from all angles.
And innumerable.
3 hots in a cock.
3 hots in a cock. 3
hots in a cock. That's
and a pork pie bun.
Yeah, they're more interested in the 3 hot cocks. Okay, what were you saying though, TT?
I was saying that it's kind of troublesome if you're going to be a peeping Tom, right? And you put a camera in a toilet. What if you're just trying to get some nice buttholes? What if you're just trying to get some nice normal, 32-year-old male female buttholes?
Right.
But you accidentally get the kid buttholes.
Right.
It's really hard to say whether he is a pedophile or not. Is all I'm saying. All I'm saying is it's really hard to determine if he really is a pedophile or if he's an accidental pedophile.
I bet you we have all used a restroom with a secret camera. How could we have not?
You think so?
In this day and age, I really do believe. I look up at vents all the time and I try to see if there's a camera. All the time. And you can put a camera in so many places. That's the thing. That's why I'm like,
you look up events and see if there's a camera. What do you mean? Like a peeping Tom camera?
I look up at vents in a bathroom. I look up at vents. To
see vents.
You can put a vent in a camera.
See, I thought you were on some fucking black.
I look up events.
Black internet, the dark web and
black birth internet app. No, I moved forward.
Dark web. I forgot what dark web is. So dark web.
I'm gonna make a app that's only for Asian women to birth. It's gonna be called
You're on thin fucking ice, Jeffrey Hennings. You're on thin fucking ice.
It's gonna listen, folks, subscribe to the Patreon because then we can say what we really want.
It's called Bert. And they took the H out for
for Hiroshima. Never forget.
Never forget. They took the H out for Hiroshima. Never forget.
A dentist with an office in Sunnyvale was arrested following a child porn and peeping investigation, authorities said. According to the Sunnyvale Department of Public Safety, a hidden camera was found inside a restroom of a dentist office located at 877 West Fremont Avenue, Suite C2 on July 27th.
Wait, is this Seattle?
Authorities said No, this is in Sunnyvale, which I don't know where that is. Authorities said the victim took the camera to the police and reported the incident. Investigators determined that several victims were recorded using the restrooms inside the dental office. On Wednesday, officers executed search warrants at the dental office and at the suspect's home in Santa Clara. The suspect, identified as Zaid Yusuf Sharma, was arrested without incident. During their search, police said they found digital media that showed additional victims captured by the hidden cameras, including 2 juveniles. Sharma was booked into the Santa Clara
Was
County
he going
jail
for
on
juveniles?
multiple counts, including possession of child pornography and peeping. It was not known when Sharma would appear in court on charges.
Legally, it's called peeping? Two counts of peeping?
Legally, it's called peeping.
Oh my god. That's a hell of a nice throwback.
That's funny, right?
That's a hell of a nice throwback. I'm just imagining they're fucking hanging someone and stoning them in the middle of a square, and what's it for? Peeping.
Peeping.
Yeah, he was peeping.
Well, I also like that. I like that people used to be called like peeping toms.
Yeah.
And so I'm imagining like they used to have other names like that, like, oh, he's a raping Carl. Look out for him. You know what I mean?
You know, the thing about a peeping Tom is you kind of trust them a little more after they get called a peeping. Peeping Tom is such a kind sounding.
Yeah, no, I want to have like a sody pop with you.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you should be wearing like a nice like Hawaiian shirt, and we should be like in like a Bahama environment.
You'll give me one of those caramel apple lollipops.
Yeah, and then I like pass out for a few hours.
I'll suck your fucking dick.
You'll suck anyone's dick that's nice enough to you.
I'll suck anyone's dick that's nice enough to me. But specifically for those caramel sour apple pops, guys. Does anybody else fucked up when they think about those? Those are like.
Which ones?
Those transcend candy. Those fucking transcend candy.
The sour caramel apple ones.
I'll show you a picture.
With the green wrappers.
Sour.
With the green wrappers from when we were kids.
Exactly, caramel apple.
Dude, those were so fucking good. Why are those not around anymore? What happened to them?
They are. Here they are.
We need to give those out at shows.
They were a Tootsie product?
Those were Tootsie?
Those were fucking Tootsie. Okay, wow. We need to bring those to shows.
We should get those for shows.
I'm going to buy some right now.
People will go ape shit over that.
Caramel
people will really
lollipops.
Folks, at Brotherwife shows, we try to give you a sensory experience. So we bring you with we come at you with the, what are the senses? With the visuals. We come at you with the auditory. We come at you with the taste. We need to add a smell component, and we need to add a what's the other one? Touch, feel, taste.
Touch, feel,
hearing,
taste, smell.
What's the fifth sense?
Smell.
Touch. Okay, yeah. I once read that if you're giving an interview, if you're ever public speaking, don't itemize out by numbers, because you'll almost always forget. It's like I
literally can't remember what senses I have.
Yeah.
It's actually like fucked. I literally can't remember what senses I have. Folks,
okay, so we can see, we can hear, we can taste, we can touch,
and we can
smell.
Fuck. No. We can fuck? No, it's not we can fuck.
We can. Folks, we're going to start fucking all of you at our shows. So
okay.
If you don't want to get fucked, don't come to the show.
The fifth sense.
If you do want to get tenderly, gingerly fucked, come to our show. And you will come at our show. If you come to our show, you will come at our show. That is the Brotherwife
promise. Come to our show, come at our show. Let's get a 21 cum salute here.
Let's get it going.
We discovered that last brew, didn't we? Wasn't that last brew?
21 cum salute, yeah.
The 21 cum salute.
It doesn't get much better than that, folks.
Yeah. Okay, placing order, and we have got 1.5 pounds of lollipops coming our way, Jeff.
Oh, I'm so excited. The other thing I wanted to get the audience member is those, and we can't order them online. It's a perishable item, but it's those orange and vanilla little cream cups with the ice cream cups with the plastic or the
wooden spoons.
Spoon.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a blast from the past that people need to enjoy at our shows.
Yeah.
So those, the apple and caramel suckers, and then maybe candy necklaces. Candy necklaces. I feel like that could be a good one.
Okay. Yeah.
You know.
You know what I would love? I would love candy necklaces that were distributed that had they were guaranteed to have 4 different kinds of drugs on one of the random things.
Okay.
Like you've got 75 candies on this necklace. 4 different kinds of drugs. You don't know which drugs. You don't know what candy, and you just kind of eat the candy over the night.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fun.
That would be kind of a funny game. So we do for those folks who don't know, we're a band that's also a game show. So whenever we do challenges, it happens to be a podcast. When we are doing shows, we do audience participation challenges and stuff like that. So what if we had one candy necklace that was dosed? I don't know, one of them, it couldn't be drugs, but could it be like a caffeine pill, or could it be I guess that's a drug, but could it be like X-Lax?
Well, remember we did the sleeping aid poison, but that's a little different when you have all willing participants. I mean, if you told the audience, yeah, what are legal drugs? I mean,
I don't think we actually did the sleeping aid poison though. I think we were going to, but then I don't think we actually did.
Did we not?
Or did we? Or maybe you did it.
I think I did.
Maybe you just knew the cup was that had Ambien in it. I can't remember.
Yeah, because I think that our boys they weren't trying to fuck with that because they're
because they're bitch made.
Because they're bitch made
producers.
Exactly.
Bitch made producers don't want to take a little bit of Ambien and then try and stay up.
Why would you not take some Ambien? Honestly, I've only taken like a real heavy dose of Ambien one time, and I'll be quite frank. It felt like I was on ketamine, and I couldn't sleep still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, felt like my arms and legs turned into like wavy sandbag man, like wavy inflatable arm man, except full of sand.
Right.
It was like, I was laying in bed and it felt like my body was made of like slightly moving sand squids.
That's a bad place to be.
Yeah, I was having some weird dreams. It was not. I still have a bottle of Ambien. If anybody needs the hook on some Ambien, I've got a full bottle. So.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, hit me up.
I have a broken collarbone for all the. How far are we in, TT?
Oh, we're 41 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, anybody who's here can fuck with me. I had a collarbone surgery about 10 months ago, and I had a bunch of pain pills just left over. And I'm not a pill guy. Like I'm really not a pain pill guy. But last night I was like, why not just fucking try and go down Pain Pill City for a second, see what's Gucci? And I took 2 of the pills, and I was like, man, I'm feeling really hot and really kind of good. I think I feel good, but feeling weird. Yeah, I don't like pain pills really as a recreational thing.
Every single time, guys. Every single time he tries opiates of any kind, he's like, "This is."
I just can't fuck with it. Yeah. I wish I could.
Yeah.
It's like cigarettes. I wish I could enjoy a nice fucking butt, but I can't. I'm too bitch made.
But then they came around and they made good old fashioned, Western. Tutti Frutti flavored fucking raspberry blast.
Mary, yeah. Which I did vape for like 3 months, and then I was able to quit, which was nice. I was. That was weird when I vaped. I've never been a nicotine user, folks.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I have off and on, but never like a habitual one.
Yeah, he does. He'll do Zins. For a while, he was doing Zins, but every single time he does a Zin, he gets sick. He doesn't learn his lessons.
I would have to take my Zin out. I would take a 3 milligram Zin out, like. If I left it in for more than 12 minutes, I'd be in a bad way for like 4 hours.
Yep.
Just mildly nauseous.
I can do a 6 plus a 3 while vaping. Yeah. Have a chew in the upper lip. No, right. I'm quitting vaping, guys. I haven't bought one of these bad boys in. I'm just holding a vape right now. I'm quitting vaping. I haven't bought one of these. I haven't bought one of these in a long time. I haven't bought one of these in over a month. I am cycling through probably 350 old ones that I have in boxes at my house. And it is not good. I probably have a prion disease at this point because of like a 1.5-year-old nicotine that's produced.
Ooh, what's a prion?
Prion? Do you guys want to hear? Shit!
Oh, don't type.
No. I'm gonna do the.
What's
scariest,
a prion?
A prion. That's the thing. I'm not sure. Prion disease.
God damn it!
Prion disease.
I thought you were gonna teach me something quickly.
Where you can't sleep. No. This is gonna be good.
Okay.
Fatal familial insomnia. Fatal insomnia is a rare prion disease that interferes with sleep and leads to the deterioration of mental function and loss of coordination. Death occurs within a few months to a few years. Fatal familial insomnia, or sporadic fatal insomnia, is a prion disease that prevents you from ever sleeping again in your life. You literally can't sleep again. Yep. And then let's just get a definition.
That's
of what.
So fucked.
Isn't that? It's literally my worst nightmare.
That's horrific.
So what is a prion? The term prion refers to abnormal pathogenic agents that are transmissible and are able to induce abnormal folding of specific normal cellular proteins. Okay, so prion diseases change the way that the way your body works at its basest level is like proteins. Proteins are like the building blocks of life, and proteins fold using, I think, magnetism, electromagnetism. They fold into different shapes, and then they can do different things. And also, based on the way they're folded, they're basically a form of language. So, like, they write what their instructions are in the protein folds. And then also the physical shape, it's like you open a key lock with a key, right? Like, also their shapes are used as tools inside of interacting with other things. So, prion diseases affect the way that proteins fold. So, they refold all the building blocks of your body to do weird shit. And I'm sure there's a million
It's like
prion
when
diseases
somebody
you
who
don't even notice.
is trying to help you and do some of your laundry, but then they fold it wrong. That's basically what a prion disease is, but with your matter.
But with your matter.
With your physical matter.
With your matter. Yeah. But it's bovine spongiform is a prion disease. Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease is a Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease?
Of course,
and
yeah.
Chronic wasting disease, the chronic wasting disease in deer. You know, there's a lot of really scary fucking prion diseases out there. I really suggest you guys go look at them. The scariest of them all is the one where you can't ever sleep again. The second scariest of them is the one where you can never
really
stop
scary.
coming again. That's fucked up too. But if I had to pick one, I would probably choose the
You're joking, okay.
Yeah, I am joking. I am joking.
Dude, that would be a real horrific fate, not being able to sleep. My problem is if I get depressed, I'll sleep too much, but I know that there are some people like you and like Andrew and other people I've known where you just can't sleep. You'll just lay there and you just can't sleep. And that is, I remember that one from when I was a kid, when I was like just full of energy and I was like, but yeah, these days that's never an issue.
Well, you don't get like most people have an off switch. They're literally like you're saying like, oh, I got too depressed, I'm gonna go to sleep. Like. We get too depressed, and then we get hyper anxious, and then we can't sleep, and then everyone else in our life is asleep, and it's 3 a.m., and you're walking through the house with the lights on, and you feel like you're in the fucking Twilight Zone, and you can literally hear, like, M. Night Shyamalan fiddles in the background.
Yeah. I have had that something like that before when I was like 2 weeks or like a week into having my broken collarbone. That was a really fucked time. My sister was visiting from Scotland. I was staying with her at the Four Seasons on like a fucking weird rollout bed. And I just remember I was new to wearing my sling when I slept. And it was like wrapped around my torso. So just all of my breaths were just like a little bit constricted for like hours upon hours upon hours.
And you become aware of that. And you're like,
I became aware, and I woke up, and I couldn't take a satisfying breath, and I was in insane amounts of pain, and I had like road rash all over my fucking arm, and so I didn't want to like. My sister and my brother were sleeping, so I didn't want to like fuck with them because it's like a tiny little room. So I just left, and I just wandered around the Four Seasons for like 2.5 hours, from like 3 in the morning to like 5 in the morning, just like being the ghost of the Four Seasons.
Yeah, the ghost of the Four Seasons. There's just times when you're so uncomfortable that you cannot continue to lay down. Like you literally, you're like,
I couldn't sleep, I couldn't lay down, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
I was in a fucking.
I remember you hit me up and you were like, TT, I kind of get it. I had a thing like your thing. I had to walk around in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, everyone at the Four Seasons is really nice if you stay there. So, turns out when the room rate's like $300+ a night, you get some good service.
Yeah.
There was a guy that was hooking me up with waters at the front desk. I was like, yo. Thank you.
During your Ghost of the Four Seasons time?
Yeah. It was a good time. I went to the gym. I just walked around the gym, and I was thinking to myself, this should be a nicer gym for the Four Seasons. This is like good, but not what I would expect.
They make up for it with the water bottles. They make up for it with the
They do make up with I think there was even free Gatorade.
Oh my god, wow. They're really balling.
So I've got another news story here for you, TT. Are you ready?
I should maybe not even give you a heads up, but I'm going to give you a heads up. I'm going to literally start pissing myself in like 30 seconds. So I'm going to let you read this news story, and then I'm going to have to guess about what happens. I'll be back in 90 seconds.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right, good. I'll let the good folks at home know then. All right. Good folks at home. A Boston doctor is arrested for allegedly masturbating, exposing himself on an aircraft while a teen sat next to him. He had a rash on his inner thigh, and he was itching his inner thigh a lot on the flight because he also suspected that the flight crew may have given him scabies. So a Boston doctor has been arrested and charged with allegedly masturbating and exposing himself while sitting next to a 14-year-old teenage girl while flying. Can't even say it, folks. That's how atrocious it is. The doctor identified by the United States Attorney's Office in the District of Massachusetts is Sudipta Mohanty, 33. He was charged on Thursday. A criminal complaint charged him with one count of lewd, indecent, and obscene acts while in the special aircraft jurisdiction of the United States, which carries a punishment of up to 90 days in prison, up to 1 year of supervised release, and a fine of up to $5,000. Mohanty was arrested Thursday and released on conditions after an initial appearance in federal court in Boston. According to the charging documents, Mohanty, an internal medicine and primary care doctor in Boston, was allegedly seated next to a 14-year-old girl on a flight from Honolulu to Boston on May 27, 2022. The flight was operated by Hawaiian Airlines. Don't know why that's relevant. The teen was traveling with her grandparents who were seated nearby.
Okay,
allegedly.
So now I'm going to guess. I know there's an airline involved. Okay.
And you know that somebody was. Did you hear
was
the
allegedly
end?
Seated nearby. What's up, Stephanie?
Okay.
Kiss, cousin.
Okay, so yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
So what? I'm about halfway through the news story here, TT.
Okay, so we've got the headline. We know what the headline is. Okay, this is going to be like 20 questions of crime.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
He was charged with blank, and obscene acts while in the special aircraft jurisdiction of the United States.
Okay, so a guy on the aircraft wheedled his little wiener out of his pants when he was in the seat and was showing someone his little wheedly wiener while he was seated. Am I hot or am I cold?
You're warm.
Okay.
You were hot. You were hot, and then you got colder.
Oh, a guy was sitting next to an older couple, and he started jerking off in his pants.
You're warm, but you're not scorching. You're hot, but you're not scorching. You're about to boil though. If you just get this last, you're so close. Who were the older people? If you jerk off next to older people, they don't give a fuck. But who should you not jerk off next to?
They were religious priests. They were priests. They were his.
You can tell that Tyler grew up in a religious household.
They were
because you're not supposed to masturbate near priests over not masturbating near young children, which is the priestly way.
Oh, it's very true. It's very true. So there were kids nearby.
Mohanty, an internal medicine and primary care doctor in Boston, was allegedly seated next to a 14-year-old girl on a flight from Honolulu to Boston. Allegedly, Mohanty covered himself up to the neck with a blanket. I haven't read this part yet. The teen allegedly observed that his leg was bouncing up and down. Shortly after, the teenager observed that the blanket was on the floor and Mohanty was allegedly masturbating. After realizing what was going on, she moved herself to an empty seat in a different row, according to the charging documents. The teenager told her family about the incident after arriving in Boston, and law enforcement was notified. Everyone, especially children, has the absolute right to not be exposed to lewd content when they are traveling, said acting United States Attorney Joshua S. Levy in a news release.
Only when they're traveling.
If you engage in this type of illicit behavior alleged here, you will be caught and held accountable wherever it happens. He's the acting U.S. attorney, so I'm imagining the prior one.
The real one is busy in actual meetings. This is the guy who just learned how to act. He has no idea how to actually be the attorney general. He's just a really good actor. Sure.
I thought the other attorney general was he was diddling kids, as the folks in the government have a proclivity to do.
See, I feel like this could be one though, where there's like I don't know, like if you say with the British accent, yeah. So I feel like this is one that could get blown out. Like there's been many times in my life where I had itchy junk. For example, when I met my in-laws.
So that's what I said. I said that he had an itchy inner thigh because one of the stewardess maybe gave him ringworm. Or gave him scabies, rather.
One of the stewardesses gave him ringworm. That's what it was.
But sorry.
When I met my in-laws, like one of the main things they remembered about, like I'm surprised Allison and I got married because when I met my in-laws, like they're like kind of like posh, like Christian, good old-fashioned folks, and I was like a fucking degenerate. I was like wearing like jeans with holes this long. Like it goes from a hole to like a jagged mess, you know, like
what's funny is that's actually in style these days, but keep going.
It is in style these days. And you know, my personal hygiene has never been the best. So I've got itchy body parts. I've got parts of my body that are itchy. And one of the things that they remembered most about me, and actually Bill harassed me about for years, was itching my balls.
Oh my God.
He would harass me so much about itching my balls. And the thing is, I did it so much that I just didn't even know that I was doing it. Another thing that I had was my fly would be down, like, very frequently. My fly would be down, I'd be itching my balls. So I'm just so surprised.
You itch your balls and itch your butt, like, so nonchalantly. I remember one time we were even on the stream, and for some reason you were itching your butt on the like. You had your boxers on, you were like quadding or something. You like itched your butt on the stream, so nonchalantly. I was like, this man just digs inside his ass.
I don't dig inside my ass.
Through the underwear.
That still counts.
Through the underwear.
If you scratch inside your butt with underwear on, it will smell like. I don't think I did it. I'm gonna need you to.
Video evidence. I saw it. I didn't fabricate this thought.
You're a fabricator.
Oh my God.
He's not a fabricator.
I didn't fabricate the thought, and I didn't fabricate the quat. You're the one that introduced quats into these streams. Okay. So you got to bear the consequences of your unconscious quadding habits. You goddamn heathen.
So I just wonder, especially what I don't like is they started out with he was bouncing his leg. Like another thing that I do a lot is I bounce my fucking leg.
You bounce your leg.
I could be the guy that's getting arrested for masturbating, except I didn't even you know what I'm saying? Like
right. You're just itchy and you have ADD.
I'm itchy, I have ADD.
And you have creepy face. Like you might be somebody. There. No, you're a charming young man, and I don't think anybody would think that you're a masturbator.
I'm losing the young man part, though.
You are losing the young man part, but you're not losing the charm. You're very charming.
Okay, I'm charming.
You're very charming.
Okay.
Yeah, you're charming, and here's the nice thing about you. I don't mean this in a bad way. Because when you had your longer hair, I always felt like your longer hair and your more rugged appearance does a lot of favors for you. Because people see you, they make assumptions, but then you start talking, and then they're like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, no, I love that about the long hair.
He's smart and funny.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love showing up to like really important like business walkthroughs and seeing people be like, "Ooh, not this guy," and then 3 minutes later being like, "Would you like a blowjob and the contract?" And of course,
people fillet you.
Of course, that is part of the service-based. So I got a lot of walkthrough blowjobs.
Absolutely. I learned this in hotels, actually. You need to, it's all about expectations that we talked about. I found that in hotels, when I was a concierge, when I was like 23 years old, if you started off a little bit rude and short to guests, and then got a little bit nicer, they loved you.
Oh my
God. But if you started off as like service-based, super nice.
Oh my God, you were negging your customers.
I would neg my guests because as a young concierge, you needed to neg your guests because they didn't think that you knew anything. But I had a pulse on the city. Oh. I had a pulse on the city, and therefore I would neg guests. But I would also lie as a concierge too. Like people would call down and they'd be like, "Hey, what do you think of this restaurant La Sparina?" And I'd be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm actually helping a guest right now. Can I put you on a brief hold?" And then I would just hold. I would look up La Sparina, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, you need to get the lemon tart. The lemon tart's my absolute favorite. La Sparina. One thing, make sure you make you know what? I'll make a reservation for you. You're gonna need one. I'm your concierge. I'm 23. Trust me." It was a great life.
Hey,
I got to go to a bunch of shit for free. It was really fun.
You're playing God. You know, with Google in the picture. Now, the thing I want to ask, though, did you go to the second search result or the third search result? Like, if you were going to read a review.
I would go to Yelp. This was when Yelp was still big. This is when Yelp was actually, like, huge.
Yeah.
So I would go to Yelp, and I would just get a vibe. And people were, like, so into being Yelpers that I would get a pretty good vibe from
yeah. Isn't it interesting you can kind of feel Yelp going the way of Yahoo?
Oh, it's already gone. Yelp is nothing.
It's not nothing. They still send me a lot of business.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of business.
Jesus. From Yelp?
From Yelp. Yeah, ton of business.
Wow.
Yelp, Angie's List.
Interesting.
Home Advisor got bought out by Angie's List, actually, which I thought was kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Angie's List. I fucking
What's wrong with Angie's List?
Hate Angie's List.
Is Angie's List still Angie's List? I thought it was something else now.
It's Angie's.
I thought it was like well, isn't no well found?
No, it's Angie's Leads and Angie's List.
Oh.
And they changed it from ANGIE to just ANGI. And I'm like, you can't do that. You can't fucking do that 10 years in.
Angel List is now well found. I see. Angel List was like it's like an angel investor thing.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've always
One day
wanted
we're
to
gonna
do.
be part of
I either
Angel
wanted
List.
to be an angel investor or get angel
invested.
Yeah,
I
which
know,
sounds like
same,
a sexual
same.
act.
It does. It does.
Angel
Just
invest
touched by
me,
an
baby.
angel.
Angel invest me, baby.
I've been touched by an angel investor. It was the only way they were going to remit
I mean,
payment.
talk about a nice power differential. When somebody's up there begging to get your money, you're kind of like, I will give you the money, but step into my back office for a second.
I'm going to show you how we do it in the clouds, baby. All right, let's see here. I've got a nice one. Okay. I've got one that's kind of nice.
And we're at that 100. We're at that
100. Perfect. Well, this is a great one to kind of dismount because, folks, we saw a lot of rough stuff today. We saw a lot of Indian men abusing children today.
We did. Wow, there was a theme today.
Indicated.
Indian men abusing children. Did the second one look like a fucking vampire too?
I got to imagine.
Yeah.
I got to imagine he did. I mean, especially folks get pale up in the air, so I imagine that, even if he wasn't at ground level in the air, he was looking a little bit pallid.
We should start a business offering photo shoots for Indians that want to present
for Indian that want to white
It's really
present.
expensive.
Oh my gosh! I mean, it's a hassle these days.
It's a hassle.
If he was more white presenting, this would not have happened. A man suspected of stealing a $1,300 bike from a garage in San Diego was making his escape before he was stopped in his tracks. A golden retriever came to greet him, and he couldn't resist befriending the friendly dog. The theft and encounter were caught on a home surveillance camera. The footage of the incident from July 15th has since gone viral, gaining over 1 million views in 24 hours on TikTok. So I'm going to share my screen here, and we can watch the 1 minute and 27 video.
So that's a lot of views. To me, I'm like 1,024,024. Come on.
That's a lot.
Is that a lot?
Okay, let's see if you can hear me here. Can you hear? You'll be able to hear my screen shares, right?
We cannot hear your screen shares.
Shit. Okay. Well, he's like, all right, I'm gonna leave, but then the dogs come in. He's like, hey, buddy. We don't want to do that, buddy. We don't want to do that.
Wow.
Starts to put the bike down. All right. I'm transcribing what he's saying, folks. Because you're so cool. Come here. Because you're the coolest. He's obviously drunk. Because you're the coolest dog I've ever known. I love you too. You're a sweetheart. Why don't you come home with me? Where's your dad? Where's your dad? Your dad should not leave the garage open. Dad! He screams. Dad, where are you?
Wait, are you fucking with me?
No. I love you too. I love you too. He laughs like a drunk child. I love you too. I love you too. You gonna come with me? Listen, we got all this stuff, dude.
Wow. Kill him
You might
with
be the
kindness.
coolest dog ever.
You know what? Retrievers are good fucking dogs.
They are good dogs.
Notice the door
I guess
into
they
the
always
house
get
is
cancer,
open.
though.
The door into the house.
Oh, both doors are open.
Wait, he does take the bike?
He does take the bike, yeah.
Wow.
He takes the bike.
That's an emotional roller coaster.
Isn't that an emotional? I mean, why do you think he got so many views? The reason why they got so many views is because it's 90 seconds about, and people watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
So when you get something like that, that people, yeah, well, no, they had retention. When you have retention like that, TikTok's like, oh, this is amazing. I guess people love this.
Yeah. No, that's a good video. So
it's a great video, right?
My sweet mother says people need to quit caring about shit that's not happening in their own communities. Pay attention to your own backyard where you have an impact. Amen, sister.
That is true.
Definitely
that is very
agree
true.
to that. Our entire show
true.
is based on paying attention to things that aren't happening in our backyard.
Right.
Unfortunately, we don't live in an area with enough graphic violence to support.
Hey, when there was a shooting in Gorst, we were one of the first on the scene.
We were one of the first on the scene, literally. Because we were the person who shot them.
Because we were the ones that we went on a rampage.
We went on a rampage. We were not. That was a joke, as my father would say. It was a joke, you cocksuckers.
Cocksuckers.
Yeah, it was a joke, you cocksuckers. That was a joke, you cocksuckers.
You goddamn cocksuckers. Have you ever been home burglarized, TT? Other than the one time with Tristan, like as growing up,
by somebody that I knew, but I didn't know it for about 7 years. Eventually, someone came to me.
Oh, yes. Okay, tell this story. Obviously, keep the person's identity, but tell this story because it's a good story.
It's a very sad story, actually. For me, it's a sad story. For me, it represents a lot of. I mean, so I don't know how to tell. I don't know how to tell this with flair. I almost feel like you should tell the story.
Okay, I'll tell the story. So I mean, I don't know all of the story. So okay, so basically, and I'm just gonna tell the story as I think it is.
Okay.
Okay.
You can add to it if you want.
I'm gonna tell what I think the story is. So, Tyler and his wife at the time, they do what they had a laptop. Okay, his wife had a laptop. There's a MacBook. Okay, I can't hear you no more.
It's because I'm whispering.
I can't. Okay. So Tyler and his wife had a laptop. It was a MacBook, and that MacBook got stolen from somebody that Tyler knew that was unfortunately addicted to drugs. And he didn't know about it for a while. He was like, all right, MacBook gone forever, I guess. I don't know how. Somehow we got the MacBook back. But the big thing about this MacBook was, as marital couples sometimes do, there was some pornography of Tyler and his wife on that MacBook. And I think it was a decent amount. There was lewd images, folks.
Wasn't a decent amount.
It wasn't too much, but
there was a little bit.
There was a little bit. And so this MacBook's gone forever, whatever. What are you gonna do? 7 years later, the 7-year itch, he finds this closer than 7 years later. Sorry. He finds this laptop maybe like
6 months.
I don't know, a year, 6 months. And he's like, oh my God, the laptop's back. Oh my God, crazy. He opens it up. He goes to the home screen. I guess it wasn't password protected. There's a little folder on it.
Everything's gone but one folder.
Everything's gone but one folder, and it just says sorry. Or what does it say? Oops? Or it says sorry.
The folder was titled Oops, and it had those pictures.
Oops! And it had all of their
the
fucking
fuckers that sold it deleted everything on the computer, but left that, sold it to someone else with the Oops folder on the desktop.
And how did you get back?
Isn't that spiteful? It was sold to a random guy who was like, I can't log in. And then somehow figured out the serial number and called like the Mac store, and then figured it and then reached out to Allison's dad, and he was like, I think the laptop was stolen. And so then we all met up. Yeah. So then it was nice because we got to Bill was there. Yeah.
There to see the porn?
Yeah. No, he didn't see it, but he knew. The guy was like, yeah, and there was this folder with some stuff in it. If you know what I mean.
Oh my God, he just needed to tell you that. He didn't have the grace to not bring it up in front of what was clearly your fucking father-in-law or Allison's dad.
He was a nice guy. He was a nice guy. I can't blame him. You get startled when you run into things like that. You get startled, you know?
Oh my God.
So I'm glad you told the story, because I completely forgot about that part of it. I completely forgot. I was like, what's so special about this story? And then 7 years after it got stolen,
you found out who it was.
The person came to me and said, hey, I fucked up. I did this thing.
And it was a close friend.
It was a close possum.
Close possum.
Yeah.
Close possum.
We do possums in this show. We do
possums.
Yeah. It really helps protect our identities.
This is the thing this is what the people want. They want a slice of our life. Are we not trying to bring a little bit of our life into their world?
Our spice!
Our spice into your
spice cabinet.
Eyes. Into your spice cabinet. Right above folks, where's your spice cabinet? Is it right above your range?
Our marmalade into your yogurt. Our marmalade into your yogurt, you know?
Our lactose into your lactose-free body.
Backdoors. Our lactose into your backdoors. Creamy ride. Milky Cocoa Puffs. Hey, folks.
Milky.
It's been fucking solid. It's been a good 70 minutes with you guys. We love you. We got songs coming out. We're planning more shows. Okay, thank you for the heads up, Steph. We know where the spices are. We will be delivering. We will be like Santa Claus, like a slightly scarier Santa Claus. But on this note, we got to get the